Thank you for listening to the Redfield Arts Review. This episode, The Hammer Girls, in conversation with filmmaker Joshua Kennedy and musicians Theron and Mark Statler.
Brought to you by MarkRedfieldArt.com.
And now, your host, Mark Redfield.
Welcome to the show. If you're a Hammer horror films fan, then you're probably a fan of the stars that we talk about on this program, known lovingly as the Hammer Girls. And not one of these incredible women have trouble with that term, by the way. They embrace it with affection and pride and good humor. Two stars are also Bond girls, come to think of it. Caroline Munro, of The Spy Who Loved Me fame, starred in such films for Hammer as Dracula AD 1972 and Captain Kronos, Vampire Hunter. Martine Beswick, of Thunderball fame, starred in Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde for Hammer. Both fabulous ladies starred in a film for Ray Harryhausen, Caroline in The Golden Voyage of Sinbad, Martine in 1 Million Years BC, and they both star in our audio production, Sinbad and the Pirate Princess. The lovely Veronica Carlson appeared in Hammer's Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed and stars as the villainess in our audio novella, The Adventures of Harry and Bess Houdini, Magicians in the Ghost World. Yvonne Monlar starred in several Hammer shockers. The best loved is perhaps Brides of Dracula. Curious about a CD entitled Hammer Girls, which features all of the previously mentioned stars either singing or reciting poetry, and performed by Mark Statler and his creepy classic chiller band, I was fortunate enough to know filmmaker Joshua Kennedy, also a major Hammer Films fan, and asked him to get to the bottom of it all. Full disclosure, Mark Statler asked me to do a tiny bit in the opening of the CD, but I still wanted to know how the whole thing came about. Here's Joshua Kennedy in conversation with Mark and Theron Statler, the real Statler brothers, but I'll let them explain all that.
I really love those Hammer girls, what a sight to see. If I had a Hammer girl, what a lucky guy I'd be.
So this is Joshua Kennedy here with two local great celebrities, two fabulous celebrities.
Mark Statler.
Mark Statler.
Theron Statler, the real Statler brothers.
We are.
Why the real Statler? Why do
Because
you say
those guys aren't real Statler. The country singer Statler brothers.
Oh, they're not real.
They're not real Statlers, and they're not brothers.
Yeah, two of them are brothers, but
two
their
of them are
last name's Reed. They got their name from Statler Tissues.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they were in a hotel, saw Statler Tissues, like the name.
Yeah.
Statler Brothers.
So you're the real.
We're the real Statler
Yeah,
brothers.
son of a, you should sue them or something. Great. So tell us about the Hammer Girls CD. What is that?
Well, after we did the first CD, the Creepy Classic Chiller Band CD, we got to know some of the Hammer Girls, the ones that are on the project. We got to know them by doing the conventions.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, the love of music is right up there with me. It's music probably more than movies for me, but the monster movies and music are like hand in hand. I mean,
Yeah.
And getting to know the girls and the talent, and we kind of like talking, wouldn't it be cool if we could after we got to know some of them, wouldn't it be cool to see if they would want to get involved in a project, an audio project. And we approached them and asked them about it, and they were all excited about it. You know, a chance to maybe do some singing, and then just some of the parts that they do on it, and then the reading, the Raven.
So are they are, for listeners who don't know it, they're singing, they're reading poems.
Yeah, there's duets with me on it, with Veronica and Martine and Caroline.
And Yvonne Monlar.
Wow.
I asked her if she could just do something maybe in French would be wonderful, and so she did a little, and I can't even
lullaby or something in French.
What it is. Wow. So she did that on her own?
We recorded that here at the hotel when she was here, and put that on the project.
So did you record with the other ladies here when they were here at the convention?
We actually did the song, all the singing. Caroline and Martine was done here in one of the hotel rooms. Jamie brought his stuff. Jamie
studio. Peck is the engineer and the guy that owned the studio, and he brought his stuff here because it would be easier to trying to get them cleared down to
down in
to
Wheeling,
the
West
studio.
Virginia. So he brought equipment here, set up, and they actually sung here in one of the hotel rooms.
That
and
is
recorded.
insane.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And then ended up bringing. We actually were able to bring Veronica since she lives close, in South Carolina. We was able to bring her back up to the studio in Wheeling, and
cool.
she
finish
did her
up
part.
some things, and
And then.
I mean, listening to it, you would never think that it's like, oh, that's hotel room quality.
Oh,
I mean, it's great.
That's Jamie.
Is it?
Jamie, he's got an Emmy Award sitting on his
well, there you go.
on his mantle. So
Wow.
he's amazing. But the girls were more than wonderful to do it, and
they were the inspiration for the whole project. Basically.
So I'm guessing you guys Hammer fans.
Oh yeah,
since
a long
forever.
time. Yeah.
What was the first? Was there like one that just sticks out in your memory, or
probably Horror of Dracula and
Yeah.
then Curse of Frankenstein? Both of those films were real influential in my life.
This is the story of Dracula, a creature who destroys all whom he touches. Dracula the terrifying, the feared, who sleeps in the tombs of the dead by day and arises at night to inflict his terror upon the innocent and the unsuspecting.
You must help me. You must. You're my only hope. You must.
I'll help you. I promise. Please try and understand. This is not Lucy, the sister you loved. It's only a shell, possessed and corrupted by the evil of Dracula.
How do you destroy a fiend who has so far proven himself indestructible? Those who come to end his reign of terror.
More than 100 years ago, in a mountain village in Switzerland, lived a man whose strange experiments with the dead have since become a legend. A legend that is still told with horror the world over.
We've only just started, just opened the door. But now's the time to go through that door and find what lies beyond it. But don't you see, Paul? We've discovered the source of life itself, and we've used it to restore a creature that was dead.
This is Frankenstein, who revolted against nature, who experimented with the devil and was forever cursed. His unwilling collaborator was Paul Kremp.
I can't prove you murdered, but I can stop you using his brain. Why? He has no further use for it? Don't be a fool! Be careful! You damaged it!
Only 2 women ever entered this house of evil.
Elizabeth, come back!
Elizabeth, the lovely cousin who had promised to marry him, and Justine the maid, who kept passionate and secret rendezvous with her master.
Won't you understand you're in real danger? What Victor is doing is dangerous to everyone in the house. Now, you cannot possibly conceive.
Probably, in fact, on the project is Bill Cardell, who is was a local horror host here in Pittsburgh.
Yes, yes.
And he had Chiller Theater on Saturday nights in the 60s, 70s. And I grew up with that. Mm-hmm. And when we were getting ready to do this project and he saw us interacting with the gals and getting ready to record, he approached Theron and I and said, I want to be on this project. I said, Bill, we have a small budget. It's just us brothers. It's our money. Nobody's... He said, I don't want any money. He says, I want to be on the project because I love you guys.
Oh, how cool.
So he did a beautiful intro, introduced himself, Chiller Theater.
What a cool full circle moment.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a full circle moment of these films that we grew up with loving. Never dreamed we'd ever meet some of the stars of those films and the guy that used to introduce to us on television.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that, you know?
Awesome.
All part of it, yeah. And the one for me that did it was Curse of the Werewolf. I still remember to this day being in the kitchen. My sister was making no-bake oatmeal cookies. A little black and white TV sitting in the kitchen, and there's Oliver Reed jumping across the tops of the buildings and stuff. And I just thought it just did something to me. I was like, man, this is awesome. And it was probably a Chiller Theater Saturday night that he'd ever shown it or something. So.
It came from a land of brutality and evil. It came from terror and fear. The curse of the werewolf that was laid on a baby who grew into a man possessed by a monster. To this Spanish town, the night brought drinking and dancing, music and girls, and the moon. The full moon that turned an innocent man into a savage beast. The curse of the werewolf, a man possessed by a frenzied lust to kill and kill and kill. The curse of the werewolf, a man possessed by a desperate need for love, who found in Christina all the passionate sincerity of youth.
Christina, do you love me? Will you marry me, Christina? You say you love me, will you marry me?
Yes. Yes, I will.
Yeah, and then I grew up with Mark had the collection of the 8mm films, the silent
the
films.
Super 8s.
My dad used to buy them for me.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
local department store.
Taste the Blood of Dracula. And
all those.
Yeah.
The old Castle films, you know, the 8mm. So, and I just thought that was so cool, this little silent thing, and I just watched them all the time, and I just got hooked, you know. So it was just all started at a young age, but then, and yeah, again, never dreamt in a million years that we get to meet the ladies that we watched on these films, let alone be a part of their lives or them interacting with us and being a part of a project. Like
working
it's
with
like,
them.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
You know, it was one of those feast of moments where it's priceless, you know, it's like...
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And like you said, it's like you can't put a price tag on that.
No, you can't.
That was so. Do you have? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just saying that Mark Redfield's on it too, because love his voice, and he did an intro to the Hammer Girl CD.
Yeah, it was actually thanks to Tammy.
Yes.
That
she can do no wrong.
Tammy Himalayan. I mean,
yes.
Yeah, she introduced us to Mark.
She's the queen, baby.
Yes. We knew for the intro. I knew I had the idea for this. Okay, I wanted to be like, we're this band being our first gig in London or something.
Yeah, like a London pub or something.
And I wanted that London feel, you know, of a voice, a Cockney voice or something, you know, to say. And then I thought, you know, let's make it kind of funny. We'll just make it like he's introducing his band, like, oh, here it is, and then you get a few little. Couple people in the audience, you know. So,
oh, cool. So, do you have a personal favorite song that's on there, or?
Oh.
I mean, what kind of? I mean, for people again who don't know, what kind of songs are we talking about?
It's like 60s influence, surf music influence, like rock and roll. Maybe a
bluesy
touch
rock and
bluesy rock and roll stuff. It's not real heavy or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just fun music. We tried to capture music that might be from that era.
Real retro.
Like a retro sound. Some of them maybe don't come across that way, but we tried for the most part to keep the songs in that genre.
And how many tracks are we talking?
I think was there 12 or 13, but I think that's including the reading of the Raven.
Yeah, it's like 13 tracks.
Which that was amazing, having all the girls do that, and that was all done in this
the hotel room.
Too. Yeah.
Jeez. So let's say, how long are you in the hotel room recording?
Oh, several hours. I mean, we did a couple days in a row, I think, didn't we?
Yeah, I actually did at another convention. I got the girls reading their. No, it wasn't the Raven. Oh, yeah, it was the part of the Raven, and then I had this idea of like, okay, I got them here. Let's have them introduce some of the songs like they're DJs. That's why I had them introduce some of the songs on the project, and then
there's a beautiful ballad that Veronica does with me, an older song that's beautiful, and I love Caroline's got a beautiful voice.
Yes.
I was really surprised how beautiful, and so we did a little bit of Blue Moon?
Blue Moon. It's never been done as a duet, as far as I know. I thought that'd be kind of a cool idea.
So that's the old classic Blue Moon song. We just kind of revamped it.
You saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Then there suddenly appeared before me the only one my arms would ever hold.
I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Blue moon.
Now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue moon, blue moon,
Oh yeah, that moon, yeah.
blue moon.
So is that one your favorite then?
It's up there.
Yeah,
There's a
I
couple,
mean,
three of them. It's hard. They're like babies. You know, you
Exactly,
can't
it's
pick
like-
one over the other. It's
I
just-
can't. Yeah, exactly. Your favorite
Because
child.
each song has a special moment with each of the girls,
Mhm.
and it's just magic. I mean,
Yeah.
their voice, they have beautiful voices anyhow, and just the melodious sound of their voices.
And plus, they're British too, so like
Yes.
They
their
could say,
accents are-
yes.
They could read the phone book. And it's
That's
like,
right.
oh my god,
Exactly.
take me away.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
why I even changed my with my Siri to a British voice, just so I could have at least have a female British woman talking to
I
me.
didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change mine.
But yeah, I think for my favorite, I guess it has to be the title. I mean, the Hammer Girls, just
Yeah.
because it
Encapsulates everything.
encapsulates everything, and you know the girls, the movies, and it's just like, you know, when the idea came to me, it was just like I think I was actually on a flight from somewhere, and I just started getting the melody and the idea. I'm like, okay, and sit down with the guitar and say, okay, this is it, and then Jamie again from the studio. He's amazing. He's a genius producer, engineer, and he just breathed life into these songs to make them really sound what they are. So.
And there's beautiful little innuendo things like some laughter of the girls and them teasing
cool.
and just all kinds of neat things throughout the whole thing.
Threaded throughout.
It's a really unique project. I mean.
Nice. So obviously you're very happy with how it turned out.
Oh, extremely. Still.
Yes, hello, I'm Veronica Carlson. My first screen kiss was in my jugular vein, lovingly given by Christopher Lee. He was so tall and dark and grim, yet how I yearned to be kissed by him. I wished him to drink my sweetness up in a long, long kiss that would never stop. What madness was this? I could never tell. I was under some strange, inexplicable spell. I laid myself down on a soft, warm bed and offered my body from toe to head. I closed my eyes in a state of bliss and parted my lips, awaiting this kiss. With his lips he brushed round my youthful face, his breath as an opiate upon my skin. I absorbed the essence of the man within. I parted my lips for his sweet kiss. He was caressing my neck. What bliss was this? I drew in my breath as he drank all of my sweetness up. And that long, long kiss that I'd wished for me would bound me for eternity.
Yeah, and I gotta say that Veronica Carlson did the cover artwork.
Did she?
Yes.
The painting of all of them.
Yeah, she did that beautiful, just for the project.
How did that go? Was that her idea?
No, it was I asked her to
do
it. And I told her, I kind of sent her a rough drawing of an idea I had I thought would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I knew her, like, portraits was her strength or what she wanted. So,
yeah.
And I said, hey, this is kind of like the idea I have, and then these are the it's the five women that are going to be on it, and then so she did it, and it was like I was floored when I when I saw the finished product. I was like, oh my gosh,
jeez, yeah, it's really happening.
Yeah,
wow.
And Susanna Lee's on it too. She's got a little piece in it, not a lot, but we were able to. She was here for that weekend, and she's sadly, of course, since passed away. Her and Yvonne,
yeah.
But they did beautiful little things on the project.
Les feuilles mortes se ramassent à la pelle, les souvenirs et les regrets aussi. Tu vois, je n'ai pas oublié la chanson que tu me chantais. C'est une chanson qui nous ressemble, toi qui m'aimais, moi qui t'aimais.
Tell you a story about Yvonne with
yes, please.
Her introduction to the I wrote these little introductions up for each song, so I wrote that for her for the song Groove that Mark and Martine do together.
Yeah.
And I said,
Martine, by the way, on that song Groove. Sexy baby.
Martine just standing in the doorway.
It's her song. It's her, I mean, if I think of that song, I think of Martine.
Yeah. So. I wrote this and I gave this to her, and she was like, "What does this mean? Shake it, don't break it." And I said, because I said, "Shake," and I said, well, I had to explain to her, it's just an expression, like just don't get.
And of course, the English, the translation is getting lost. So that is funny.
From the rest of the day, the rest of the weekend, she was here for the convention. It was like every time I remember specifically, she was getting on the elevator. I'd see her and she's like, "Shake it, don't break it," and it was such wonderful memories.
And then the last message she left on my answering machine, and I've kept it, is, I might cry. She said, "Tell Theron, shake it, don't break it."
Yeah,
and that was the last thing she said to us, and we never dreamed that she'd pass away, but we loved her and thrilled to get to know her and work with her, and glad we have a little bit of her recorded.
Exactly, she lives on, and her performances, and I mean her CD work. Yeah.
So this project was a work of love, really. I mean, and I just would have never.
It started
dreamt.
with him. I mean, he's the musical guy. He's always come up with lyrics and music and the inspiration from all these wonderful actors and actresses that we've been meeting, and the influence of Monster Bash and the people like you and Mark and different people we meet. It just flowed. It just naturally came together, and
I guess I felt that, what could I offer? What could I do to be a part of this? Or what do I have to give that? And it's just, I guess, God said, "Here, use your music," and I started getting these ideas for this, and it's it is what it is. I love it. Even if nothing ever happens with it, it's something I did for myself, and I get it's a natural high for me.
That's great.
And so I'm just thrilled to death. Never dreamt in a million years. If somebody told me that after I came to my first batch that I would have Hammer Girls, singing and being part, I would have just never. I was like, "You're crazy," but. They're wonderful.
You both did it.
They're wonderful, and just.
And the girls even say, they loved it and had a good experience, that they want to do it again sometime.
Oh my gosh, jeez, that's the best compliment. It's like, instead of it's like, "Oh, it was fun. We'll talk." It's like, "No, let's do another." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly. Let's do another one. So that's great.
Yeah, it's. So I'm like, well, no pressure there.
Yeah, right.
Try to
exactly.
come up with something to top
a sequel.
Yeah, sequel. Like so.
No, we're just so blessed. We have blessed lives and wonderful people in our lives. That, man, that's what life's all about.
Yeah,
Amen.
So
right. For our listeners or Mark's listeners, how do we find out? How do we get the CD?
Well, I actually have a website, TheronStatlermusic.com.
And they can order it, or they can
yeah,
download it?
They can, it's digital downloads, like if they just individual songs or whatever, it's all right there on the website. And,
awesome.
And I guess I would like to just a shout out to, you know, any support for independent artists is well appreciated in this day and age of people just stealing music for free or anything like that. But you know, if you really like it, then you know, spend 99 cents on a song. I mean, it costs you more than that for a cup of coffee.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, the websites and other medias like
Amazon,
iTunes.
Oh, sweet. And it's the Hammer Girls.
Hammer Girls.
Hammer Girls. Yeah.
Hammer Girls.
Awesome. Well, any other things you want to add?
I mean, I know specifically about that project. I mean, we just also released a new project.
Oh,
that
please.
We have
yes.
And it's kind of had the idea, you know, with the 50th anniversary of the Night of the Living Dead coming up.
Yes.
And so we did some, the one song, the title song, you know, off of that. And then we have
to get you.
Yeah.
There's a couple other ones. And then
Gary Schreiner, that's connected with Night of the Living Dead, and the folks that own the rights to that gave us permission to use some sound clips from the film.
Oh,
so
sweet.
It's cool.
That is great. And it has the best cover artwork of any CD.
Amen.
I want that. I want that as a poster.
Next to Veronica's cover.
Yes, yes, of course. Yes, second graded.
Yeah. So.
Todd Speidel did the cover artwork.
That's outstanding.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
he did a beautiful job.
And there's a couple. It kind of has the same feel of the first two projects. But,
okay.
And then there's a couple that are a little bit different. That I went a little different direction with. I wrote a song was in Salem, Massachusetts, so I was inspired about the witch trials.
Yeah.
And so I wrote a song about that, and it's on there.
Oh, cool.
So but it's still the creepy classic chiller band kind of feel. But just happy to be able to do it, and happy to be here, and happy to know you and Mark. And,
right back at you.
That's it for sure.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Pleasure, gentlemen. Thank
Pleasure.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
buddy.
you. Thank
awesome.
you.
We love you.
Love you too.
Let's dance, let's go, let's dance, get out on the floor, take a chance and dance. Come on, baby, dance with me.
Thank you for listening to the Redfield Arts Review. Please come back again for our next show. The Redfield Arts Review and the original content of this program is copyright the Mark Redfield Company. Shopping for Explosives by Coconut Monkey Rocket, licensed under Attribution Non-Commercial International License. All other content used by permission of the respective rights holders or used for educational and informational purposes.
Hello, this is Caroline Monroe.
And I'm Martine Beswick.
And we're here to tell you about this wonderful and exciting new project that we've both been involved with. It's called Sinbad and the Pirate Princess.
And it's a movie for your ear.
Baghdad. The great city and its citizens are celebrating.
Now, as I am a river to my people.
You must kill her, my handsome and still skeptical Captain Sinbad. The only good pirate is a dead one.
Brace yourself, Captain Bula! The pirates are upon us! Their ship comes alongside us!
I shall not rest until all of Badra's ships are burnt.
You remind me of only one other swordsman with such skill.
Who?
Me!
What is that in that vial?
This? Simply the blood of a siren mixed into a potion that I now drink.
Look! Look! She changes, Captain!
For you and the people of Zalos, I have complete faith in Sinbad. He is the very man you need.